Alright guys, so welcome back. Today we are test riding the all-new Harley Davidson Pan America. I have not seen this bike in person till today, so I was really excited to get here and be able to test ride it. This one is going to have the option of the lace wheels. As you can see, you're going to have lace wheels. This is going to be a 19-inch tire. You're going to get dual disc. It's going to be 4 caliper pistons. That's going to be powered by the Brembo brakes. You're going to get 8.3 inches of ground clearance. One thing that I actually like about it, that even though you get all that ground clearance, you have a seat height of 31.3 inches over here on this one. This one is going to have on the low position for the seat, so as you can see, you're going to get kind of the deviate right there. As we move to the back, you're going to see that we have a 17-inch tire, single disc. This is going to be so it's going to be a single disc. In the back, it's going to be chain driven. This one has the adapted right, so it's going to be very cool to see how that works. From what I understand, it's supposed to lower itself about 1 to 2 inches once you come to a full stop, depending on your weight. So I'm very excited. I mean, it looks like a very well made package. You have a lot of features that are not really available on other bikes, so let's see. Here we are. Right now we are waiting for them to set up so we can go ahead and get going. So I'll give you a little bit about the bike. So this is going to be a keyless ignition. So basically, as long as you have your key fob within range, you don't have to worry about the key, obviously. So the way you would turn it on is you're going to go pull this fob down. You're going to see the motorcycle is going to go ahead and turn the 6.8 inch display. It's going to be very nice, very colorful, very well lit, as you can see right off the go. And once you're ready to turn the motorcycle on, you would just go ahead and press here and you turn it on. Up here we're going to see the option for different riding modes. So we have sport, we have rain, we have road, we have sport, and then you also have the ability to select between which riding modes do you have. This one has the adaptive height. So as soon as you turn the motorcycle on, as you can see here, the motorcycle lowers itself, so it gives you a better feel for the motorcycle. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. We're getting ready to go. So over here to our left, we have the cruise control, just like your car. Set, reset, press your clutch, your brake, you're gonna go ahead and take it off. Here's your horn. The Pan America comes equipped with self-canceling lights for turn signals. So left, right, you come to the turn, you lean over as you're coming back up, the motorcycle will go ahead and turns the signals off. Here's your heated grip. Here we have the ability to circle through some very minimal information regarding the motorcycle. So it gives you your temperature, gives you the range, it gives you your trip A and trip B, and then we go back to the odometer. The Pan America comes equipped with a 5.6 gallon tank. It's supposed to average around 46 miles per gallon, so you're gonna get a pretty good decent range from the Pan America. We're talking about over 220 miles that you're gonna be able to get, so that's gonna be really great. Here we have the ability to okay, so here we are, guys. We just got going. So this is one bike that I have to say that I have been dying to test. It's been all over the news. It's been all over, especially if you're into like dual sport riding. It's been pretty much the bike, the talk of the bike scene. So the Harley Davidson Pan America, it's basically Harley's only adventure motorcycle in their lineup. They claim that they were the first dual sport motorcycle manufacturer in the United States, and if you think about it, it almost kind of makes sense. And I just think it's more of a joke. They started making motorcycles back in the 1900s when there were barely any dirt roads. So if you think about it, yeah, they do have a point. They did compete in the Baja, and they actually won a race in the 70s. So I mean, they do have some history when it comes to you know, your dual sport and whatnot. So I don't know if you're able to see it on the motorcycle. You do feel the motorcycle slowly like lower itself. It's not something that you really feel like very hard, but you do feel it. So going back to our going back to the bike, so we have here, you're able to toggle between your different screens. So you have your home, you have your map, you have your music. If you go over here and you press over here on the center button, it allows you to go through the motorcycle different settings. So one thing that I have to say that I love about the Pan America, it's going to be just how intuitive and how easy it is to use your different settings. So let's say we're here in the main screen. Here we are, we're going through the different things. We don't know what we want to do. We went into music. Oh crap, I gotta go ahead and go. You press the home and you're back at your main home menu. That is something that a lot of manufacturers don't really have. You have to literally just keep either pressing back to get back to your main menu or find the exit. Harley has really made it easy for you to be able to go ahead and get back to the main menu. At the heart of the Pan America, it's going to be the all-new Harley Davidson Revolution engine. That's going to be a 1250cc motor. You're going to have over 150 horsepower, 150 to be exact, over 90 foot-pound of torque, and it's going to be water-cooled. So you don't get a lot of that vibration and a lot of that rumbling that you would typically get from your air-cooled counterparts. Here we have your windshield. As you can see, you pull over here, you pull back, and there you have it. I am 5'10". I have a 30 to 31 inch inseam, so my upper torso is going to be between 40 to 41 inches. So I would need something that's going to be a little bit more either taller. One thing that you can notice is going to be just how flimsy this is. So I'm not sure if that's something that they're going to work on or whatnot, but it's definitely very flimsy. So the BMW and the Africa Twin, it's going to be a lot harder and a lot sturdier than this one. Right now is around 10 in the morning here in Florida. We are riding this during Oktoberfest at Destination Daytona. So it's very hot and it's very bright, and I have no issues seeing my display here. So let's go ahead and show you how the cruise control works. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on, and then you're going to go ahead and hit set, and there you have it, guys. So we want to go ahead and disengage. You press and you see automatically it shuts off. So again, just like your typical car, you have the cruise control engaged. You want to disengage, you can either turn it off, you can either press your clutch, press your brake, or even if you're going even if you're going to go ahead and shift into a lower gear, since you're pressing your clutch, it's going to automatically go ahead and disengage the cruise control. You can see that you have this big tank up here. The Harley Davidson has different riding modes, so you're gonna get sport, you're gonna get road, you're gonna get rain, you're gonna get gravel. You also have the ability to customize 2 different riding modes, to your own liking and to your own settings. As you can see, I don't know if you're able to get a good view, but the mirrors are very good. From the factory, you get a good view from behind you. That will be your left and right. One thing that many Harley riders were talking about with this bike is the fact that you don't get that many, the typical shaking vibrations that you get with Harley, and they will be correct. There's pretty much either none of that or very little. That's not very noticeable. We're riding the Harley Davidson Pan America, so this model right here is the standard. It's not the standard one. This is going to be the one that has the right adaptive. So this one is going to come at 554 pounds. If you buy the standard model, the standard is going to come around 534 pounds. So Harley did a great job in managing their weight. That way they were able to remain competitive in a very competitive market. The biggest competitors for Harley Davidson is going to be Africa Twin, BMW, with the R 1250 GS. You also have the Super Tenier. You can also even think of the V-Strom 1000, but they're not really in the same market. So they did a great job in keeping the weight down with all the features that you get with the Harley Davidson Pan America. The Pan America has LED headlights, turning signals. As we move to the back, we have the tail light. It's going to be LED, and so are the turn signals. So you're going to get a full LED display. It's going to have ABS, and you're going to have the ability to turn the ABS fully off for those times that you're going to be taking the motorcycle off-road. The Pan America standard comes in at a little bit under 18,000. The Pan America Special, like the one we are riding, with the lace wheels, with the adaptive height, is going to come at around $19,990. So pretty much a hair under 20,000. Now, if you think of the pricing, they're going to be right in line, and they're actually going to be cheaper than your BMW, which is going to be almost like the market. It's going to be the market leading for this kind of segment. But many people were complaining that Harley was making a mistake, and I understand where they're coming from. This is not a market where Harley typically goes to. They are known for your cruiser bike, your bagger. That's what they've known. That's what they've been doing forever. So when they started talking, or when the rumor started that they were going to have they were going to jump into the adventure market, there were a lot of people complaining that, or not complaining, there were a lot of people questioning Harley's decision to jump into the adventure sport market. So one thing that is going to be noticeable, it's going to be, and it's only going to be noticeable from the right side of the motorcycle, is going to be, you're going to feel the heat from your exhaust. And I'll show you guys when we come here. Actually, we're not coming to a stop, but I don't know if you're able to get a good view, but the exhaust is going to be right next to your leg. So if you are, so like right now, when we came to a stop over there at the light, you feel the engine heat hitting you right on the leg. So that's something that you'll notice whether you are riding in cold weather or hot weather, but especially if you're riding in hot weather like we are today, you'll definitely notice that even more. So one thing that I like about it is going to be the fact that you're able to change your riding modes on the fly. So by changing your riding modes on the fly like we are now, you're able to make any changes that you might seem like you're able to make. And as you're able to see, it has no problem getting up to speed and basically just getting the engine and motorcycle going. It's very powerful. It handles very well. The Pan America has, as you know, it's an adventure motorcycle, so it's gonna have a lot of ground clearance. As I mentioned earlier, you have 7.48 inches in the front and back. You're gonna get 8.2 inches of ground clearance. The motorcycle doesn't feel that tall, if you ask me. With a 30 to 31 inch inseam and a seat height right now at 31.3 inches high, it doesn't feel like the motorcycle is that high off the ground. When you compare it to the Africa Twin, which I rode a couple of months back, and I'll put a link in the description, the Pan America actually feels that it's better planted. One thing that I do notice, and this is just going to be expected from this class, is going to be that you have that big feel, but it's yet going to feel a lot better than your typical BMW R1250 GS, just because you don't have the big tank sticking out like you do with your typical GS. Harley Davidson is putting their money on the line. They give you a 2-year unlimited warranty. So literally they are basically telling you, go ride the wheels of the motorcycle. We are putting our money on the product that is going to perform and it's going to be just fine. So very good warranty from Harley Davidson, and it shows that they trust on their product. being an adventure motorcycle, you're gonna have mid controls, you're gonna have an upright sitting position, so long-term riding is not gonna be an issue. I have to say that the seat that comes from the factory on the Pan America is actually not uncomfortable at all. Some of the other motorcycles in the market, and I will go back to the Africa Twin, the seat literally feels like a 2x2, like about 3 minutes into the ride. The stock Harley Davidson Pan America seat actually feels very comfortable, and yet I don't find myself having to wiggle around to, you know, to relieve those pressure points. So what do I like about it? I have to say that the engine is out of the park. Getting those 90 foot-pound of torque right off the gate at the low RPM gets the motorcycle going. The entry point for this type of bike in this type of market is very well priced at between 17 to 20,000. So you're not the top feeder, but you're not in the bottom feeder of the category. If you are challenged in the height department, you have the adaptive height, which is going to make it more enjoyable when you come to a stop, as the motorcycle is going to lower itself. If I was going to buy one like the one that we're riding today, I will buy one without the adaptive rider height, but I will option for the lace wheels. The lace wheels, if you're going to be taking the Pan America on, you know, fire roads, gravel roads, you want to get the lace wheels that we currently have. So that's a good option that Harley gives you. You have the ability to choose between the tubeless tires, or you could just go ahead and get the one that comes with the cast aluminum wheels. The only thing that I don't like is just going to be the exhaust pipe, how it comes right next to your leg. Again, nothing that can be done about that. We're talking that we're riding a V-twin, so that is to be expected. The exhaust has to come from the side like it is on this Pan America. They can't lower anymore, because if you lower the exhaust, then it's gonna, you know, it's gonna start getting caught on things if you go off-road. One thing that the service guy, not the service guy, but one of the guys that's doing the demo today told me, that the battery is gonna be right at the bottom of the motorcycle. I will have to do more research regarding that, but if he is correct in his assessment, which he told me he saw one being worked on in Texas and the battery was being removed from the bottom of the motorcycle, that to me is a poor design, just because if it's at the bottom of the motorcycle, you are prone, or basically it's a matter of time before you take the motorcycle off-road and you get some water in there. I don't care if you tell me that it's watertight. At some point somebody's gonna leave something loose and you're gonna end up basically getting that area wet. So I like the fact that the Harley Davidson made their 6.8 inch display so bright. Better yet, they actually made it very user-friendly. It's very easy to use, very easy to navigate going between the screens. Everything that you need is going to be right up here. So they have done a really good job. I honestly think that Harley, you know, hit it out of the park with the Pan America. Well guys, if you enjoy the content, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. This is my first year coming to Destination Daytona, and I had no idea how busy it gets here. It's just literally the amount of people that come here are like, the amount of people that come here compared to the Speedway or Main Street, my God, it's literally ridiculous. I'm hoping to ride the Sportster S next. The Sportster S is going to have basically a detuned version of the Revolution 1250 engine that the Pan America has, so it's going to be interesting. One thing that I noticed One thing that I noticed from the Pan America, and then you look at the Sportster S, it's going to be basically the Sportster S, and it's to be expected. I don't think Harley was going to be making any new changes to the motorcycle. It's basically just how much is a Sportster. So even though you have more power, you have more torque, you still have that itty bitty suspension, you still have those itty bitty front forks. So I'll find out. I'm gonna see if I'm able to ride it next. So